Alright, so this is gonna be my Tamers tier list. DMO Tamers tier list. As you can see, we have all the Tamers in DMO at the moment, and yeah, we're gonna rank them. And the rank is gonna be based on their skill and how useful the skill overall. Of course, the better the skill, the higher the rank. The worse the skill, the lower the rank. Of course, S tier is for the best. A tier is pretty good. B is decent. C is bad, and D is trash. Hope that makes things clear. Now we're going to take a look mainly is gonna be their main skill, not the passive ones, because the passive skills are not really that useful. Like attack 5%, it's not gonna be much. Like you'll never pick a tamer just because of their passive skills. Hope that makes things clear. And we're starting off with Masaru or Marcos, and his skill is bash, and it makes you go and punch the enemy Digimon. Now it's pretty cool. It looks cool, the fact that you can go and punch someone with your tamer, but in reality it's a D tier. It's trash. Like, it's not useful. It's just, yeah, it's trash. There's not really much to say. Next is Toma, and his skill increases your crit chance by 100% for 30 seconds, which is, not that useful really. Like, I honestly don't know when this is gonna be useful. Like, think of any other tamer, and most of the meta tamers are much better. Like, it increases your crit chance by 100%, is not that much, but it's not as bad as Bash. So I'm just gonna place it in C tier. It's still pretty bad. And yeah, next is Yoshino, and so Yoshino have a skill that makes you invincible for 3 seconds. Now this is a very niche skill. Like, it's definitely useful at times, like a Skullmira and Mayutismon dungeons. Some people use them, and in rural base even, or at least used to be used in rural base. So it is a very niche thing. I don't know where to put it really, but I'm gonna place it in an A tier. Like, I don't think it's not like generally it's not useful. It's very niche, but it's not bad. Actually, I think B tier. Okay, fine. Like, I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's good, but very niche, very situational. So yeah, next is Kinan, and his skill increases your crit damage by 100%. So it's 100% crit damage for 30 seconds, which is actually pretty good. I'm definitely gonna put that in an A tier. I think it's good. Hoping the wiki is not wrong about the skill, because 100% crit damage for 30 seconds looks pretty strong. So it is a little bit of a DPS increase, can be good for burst damage, but it's not as good as other skills. So moving on to Taishi, and that's definitely gonna be an S tier. So Taishi increases the Digimon's attack by 50% for 30 seconds. Definitely an S tier skill. It's good for burst damage. It's good in certain raids, in like Holy Beast dungeons. You use them like on Phoenixmon, on ZDGH, right, to take Phoenixmon quickly. Like, yeah, it's definitely the best, or one of the best skill, and one of the best damage increasing skill. So yeah, definitely useful. Next is Matt or Yamato. Skill damage by 30% for 30 seconds. So in KDMO, this is a top tier skill. In DMO, not really. So that puts this guy in B tier. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. So B is okay, it's passable, but not as good as Kinan or Taishi. So yeah, Matt in B tier. But yeah, moving on to Mimi. And Mimi's skill is Pray. Heals your Digimon and party members HP by 40%. Now this is definitely a meta one. We're putting her in S tier. Of course, the skill is like very useful. It's used in royal base. Like, without it, royal base would be hell. So yeah, definitely an S tier skill. Heals your Digimon and party members. It's like in general usage, a skill that heals you 40% of your HP is definitely worth using. It's pretty good. And moving on is Takiro, and his skill is similar to Mimi, except it heals your Digimon fully. With a press of a button, it fully heals your Digimon for 100%. Of course, Mimi heals all your party members, while Takiro only heals your Digimon. Definitely another S tier. Again, the meta pick. Takiro is one of the mostly used tamers. I think him and Taichi and Ryo are the top 3 meta tamers, alongside I think Mimi as well. So yeah, definitely worth using, and definitely S tier. Next is Hikari or Kari, depends on, yeah. Anyway, so her skill increases your Digimon HP by 30%, or maximum HP by 30%. Now, I am personally at the moment using Hikari, and there is really no good reason for me to be using Hikari. I'm definitely not gonna rank her because of high because I use her. So I'll try to be fair, and I'm gonna put her in a honestly A tier. So why is she in A tier? Well, her skill increasing your HP is useful in certain dungeons where it will have high HP requirements like Skull Mirror and whatnot, right? If you like don't have enough HP, it's definitely useful. Generally, like doing Colosseum helps you like in the last stage if you're like struggling. I just think it's good, and her passives are okay as well. HP 10% for Vaccine Digimon, aka AOX, and attack 5% for Virus Digimons, Ultra S. So yeah, definitely an A tier. I don't know if I'm overrating her a bit high, I don't know. So yeah, next is the Tamers that I was using before Hikari, which is Sora. Decrease all damage taken by 30% for 13 seconds. That is Sora's skill, and it is not that great, really. Like, it's only for 13 seconds, that's the problem. So it's, if it had longer duration, it would have been higher, but I'm putting her in a B tier. So yeah, Sora is definitely a B tier, and moving on to my favorite character here. I said my favorite character is Rika. Well, second favorite is Koshiro, and yeah, Koshiro's skill is basically the same as Kinan, increases your critical damage by 150%. Kinan gives only 100%, however, the duration here is only 7 seconds, while Kinan's 30 seconds, if the wiki is not wrong, of course. So yeah, what we're doing, honestly, I'm putting him in an A tier as well. Like, he's not the greatest. So, I don't know, like 7-second duration just seems like a good burst damage, but it's not as good as Berserk. So definitely an A tier. I don't know if I'm overrating him or not. Maybe he's maybe he's underrated. I don't know, but A looks fine to me. Next is the most neglected tamer, which is Joe. It increases your evasion rate by 70% for 11 seconds. With a 4 minutes cooldown. Sorry, this is a D tier skill, like evasion, really. So you have our second D tier. Unfortunately, it's not great at all. And yeah, now you know who else is not great? This little fella. So his skill is the same like as Matt, except it's all powerful all party members. Matt increases your skill damage only, while Takato increases all party members skill damage for 10% with a 30 seconds duration. Now this is a little bit of a problematic. 10% damage increase is barely anything, but to be fair, I will put him in a B tier, maybe even C. I don't know. Just, honestly, it doesn't feel great. Like 10% is nothing. I'll be honest, 10% is literally nothing. Next, we have my favorite, which is Rika. So Rika increases your hit rate by 300% of its base value for 10 seconds. Yep, you heard it. 10 seconds. Another D tier. It's unfortunate, but his skill is absolute trash. So yeah, that's kinda sad, but it is what it is, right? Next we have this little fella, Lee. So his skill is exactly the same as Sora, except it's for all party members. I think it's good. It's decent. It's the problem is it have a 5 minutes cooldown in addition of 8 seconds only duration. So I already criticized Sora's skill for not being the greatest, but I'm just gonna put him in a B tier. Does seem fair because it's for all party members, and both him and Sora are 30%, except Sora have longer duration while he has shorter duration. Both give the same value, and the cooldowns have 5 minutes cooldown, which is ridiculously long. Next we have Jerry. So Jerry or Juri or Kato, whatever you want to call her. Her skill increases your HP by 15% and defense by 500%. Now, here's the problem, okay? While it is a 2-minute buff, it have a 15 minutes cooldown. 15. That is just ridiculous. I am sorry, this is dumb. While the other skill cooldown already set when you leave party, I just don't think I don't know, man. Like the cooldown is killing it. Like in the overworld, like when you're not doing dungeons, it's gonna be an absolute pain. But in dungeons, and this is where mostly you're gonna be using her. But that's the thing. If you want HP increase, then use Hikari. Like, that's it, into the story. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. It's definitely not as bad as D, but I'll be honest, if you want an HP increase, then use Hikari. That's it. Next we have Rio. So this guy increases your attack by 100% and skill damage by 60% for 10 seconds. Now, it also have a long cooldown, to be completely fair. Yeah, 7 minutes cooldown, but to be honest, it gives the most amount of burst damage. In the game, it's the best one for damage. I think it's even better than Berserk because the burst damage is just way too high, like 100% attack and 60% skill damage just provide the most amount of burst damage for any tamer skill. And yeah, so I think S tier is definitely worth it. He's definitely the best tamer. I guess maybe as good as Taishi, if not better. And yeah, this is the tier list. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree. And yeah, you can go ahead and make your own tier list. And I'm not gonna provide the link because it's not on a tier maker, I'm just on Photoshop, but yeah. With that, thank you very much for watching. If you have any other tier list suggestions, let me know. I did a Joggers tier list and now Tamers tier list. And yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on and subscribe for more demo content. And I will see you all in the next video.